was the popular tune known as Piano Man that we are going to break down and learn today. I'll go through the parts individually, slow, and then at song speed. Let's talk about the intro here. You have two chords that we're going to play in the left hand while the right hand plays the little solo. The first chord here is a D minor 7, and I'm using fingers 5, 3, 2, and 1. Then I'm going to go to a D diminished. I'm going to add its 6th. The numbers are just referring to the placement of the note within that key's scale. And again, I'm using fingers 5, 3, 2, and 1. So D7, D minor 7, and D diminished with the 6th. And those are our two chords. The right hand is going to play an arpeggio like this. And then we're going to walk down chromatically to C. And really pay attention to the fingering for walking down chromatically. I slide off the F sharp, and we go 2, 1, 2, 1. So the next part is going to be a group of triplets chromatic with these three notes. Now we're going to go to G and walk up chromatically, and to D. So that whole right hand here's what it sounds like with the left hand. And at full speed. Now let's go to the chorus. We're going to start by moving our hands apart to blue and green. And I'll start with the left hand, because this is the hand you're going to want to get on autopilot and know where it's moving to. We're going to be moving down the keyboard like this with chords that we're breaking apart. C, G, F, C, F, A minor, D major, G. And that's going to repeat throughout the choruses. Here it is slowly. Now we're going to repeat, and there's an alternate ending. Instead of going to A minor, we're going to go back to G and land on C. That's the left hand. The right hand, we're going to play chords and incorporate the melody alongside the chords. So the chords are C, add an A, to G, walk down, to F, now we're going to walk down to another F, and up to D. Now So E minor and G7. Repeat. Now we're going to do the alternate ending for the right hand, and on C. So up to speed, the right hand alone is repeat. Big C chord with the octave on top. Here's the hands together slowly. And at full speed. Now we're going to get to the beginning of the verses. We're going to stay within the C chord and break it apart. Now an F chord and break it apart, but in a different pattern. Then back to C with just the G in the middle and arpeggiate it. Then we're going to take intervals of thirds and walk down. Repeat it. And the left hand is going to just play the C the whole time. So together slowly, that's this. Full speed. And with those thirds, the left hand is walking down the same as the bottom note in the right hand. So F, E, D. That's the whole chorus into the verse. Now the verses are going to be very similar to the choruses. They use the same chords, but we're not going to play as much as the vocal melody. The first chord in the right hand, we're going to play a C, then a G, an F, a C, an F, an A minor, D. Change my fingering to 1, 2, 5 because it's a first inversion. And then we're going to play G with fingers 1, 2, 3 so we can walk up. And repeat. Now we're going to play an alternate ending with G7. So that whole verse together with the right hand is G7. And now we're going to go back to the big C chord and we're going to just play it twice. 1, 2. now the F one. Before we do the verse all over again. So the left hand is going to do kind of what it did for the choruses. We're going to go with C, G, F, C, F, A minor, D, G. Repeat C, B, F, C, F. Now the alternate ending, we're going to go back to G. And then we're going to play the C during the big chords on the right. So, very identical to the chorus with the left hand. Here's the hands together slowly. Again, here it is fast. Now, after the second time of going through that whole thing, we're not going to go to those big chords again. After the G7, we're going to go to a C, but we're now going to go to the bridge section. So, and that's how we're going to get into it. So that was C, two C's on the right, swap the fingering on the left to your middle finger. So you can walk down to B. And then our bridge is going to start with an A minor. Then a C, a D, an F. Repeat that. Now that alternate ending here, we're going to stay on D. Then we're going to go G, F, E, D. And that brings us back to the chorus. So that whole left hand is... During the bridge, the right hand is going to be playing chords on counts 2 and 3. We're going to start with an A minor chord. Again. Then D major. Then F major. Repeat. Then go to D and stay on the D. Then a G. Now we're going to jump all the way up to yellow and green to play thirds. D and B, C and E, and D and F. So slowly with the left hand, that's going to go like this. At full speed. is how you play Piano Man.